When we talk about mastering your state, it's not about simply thinking positively or trying harder. Your state is the foundation of everything you experience. It is the energy you carry, the lens through which the world presents itself to you, and the magnet that draws circumstances into your life. Many people spend years chasing success, chasing opportunity, chasing validation from the outside, yet they fail to recognize that the real power has always been within them. Success is not something you acquire, it is something that responds to the state you live in. When your inner world is clear, confident, and alive with expectation, the world outside has no choice but to reflect that same energy. But if your inner world is scattered, doubtful, or fearful, no amount of effort or struggle can force success to align with you. You see, it is not what you want that matters most, it is the state you inhabit while wanting it. Consider this. A person may have all the skills, resources, and knowledge, yet if their energy is low, if their thoughts are fragmented, they rarely achieve their desires. Meanwhile, someone else with less apparent advantage can attract opportunities and breakthroughs simply because they move through life with a certain vitality, a certainty, a feeling that their goals are not somewhere in the distant future, but already present in their consciousness. This is the secret many overlook. Your state is the soil in which the seeds of your success either thrive or wither. If you cultivate a rich, fertile state, you naturally attract ideas, people, and circumstances that mirror that energy. If your state is dry, anxious, or scattered, you push everything away before it can even reach you. Mastering your state is not about pretending or faking happiness, it is about stepping deliberately into the state that aligns with your desire. It begins with awareness. Notice how your energy shifts from moment to moment, how your thoughts shape your feelings, and how those feelings in turn color every interaction and opportunity. You have complete control over this if you choose to exercise it consciously. Every great success you have witnessed, every breakthrough you admire, started with a single truth. The person first mastered their inner world. They did not wait for circumstances to change, they became the change. They understood that state is not a reflection of your current reality, it is the creative engine that shapes it. Once you grasp this, you realize that no external situation has the power to define your life unless you allow it. You can be surrounded by obstacles, setbacks, or negativity, and still command a state of calm, clarity, and expectation. You begin to see that everything in your outer world is a reflection of what you are living inside. This realization shifts everything. Struggle is replaced with deliberate focus, chaos is replaced with inner stillness, and doubt is replaced with a quiet, unwavering certainty that your life will reflect the state you choose to inhabit. Every action you take, every word you speak, every thought you nurture becomes a natural extension of that state. You no longer chase life, you command it. And so mastering your state is the first and most essential step toward attracting any form of success. It is the unseen force, the invisible power, the quiet authority that determines the flow of your life. Without it, no strategy, no plan, no effort can bring lasting fulfillment. With it, even the smallest step becomes a declaration of power, a signal to the universe that you are ready to receive and embody all that you desire. Your state is everything, and everything responds to it. Clarity is the cornerstone of mastery. You cannot attract what you cannot define, and yet so many people wander through life hoping for something vague, something they cannot even name, and they wonder why it never comes to them. The mind responds not to confusion, not to wishful thinking, but to precision. Imagine going to a destination without knowing where you are going. You might move, you might act, but you will wander, and the chances of arriving exactly where you desire are slim. The same principle applies to your desires. Success, love, health, wealth, all of it begins with a clear picture in your mind. You must know what you want with exactness. Imagine it, feel it, see it as if it were already yours. Do not allow yourself to think in generalities or half-hearted wishes. The universe, or the creative power within you, cannot respond to a vague dream. It responds to clarity, to the life you live in your imagination as if it is already reality. Many people make the mistake of thinking that effort alone will produce results. They hustle, they struggle, they plan endlessly, but they are aiming at nothing precise. Without clarity, your energy is scattered, and no amount of action will align the world with your desire. When you clearly define what you want, your mind begins to organize itself around that vision. Thoughts, ideas, and solutions naturally flow. You begin to see opportunities that were always there but hidden from a mind clouded by uncertainty. The difference between those who attract success and those who do not is often not talent, not resources, not luck, it is the unwavering clarity of vision. Clarity is not just about the intellectual understanding of your goal. It is about living it in your imagination with feeling. See yourself in the life you desire. Sense the texture, the movement, the emotion of having it now. When your imagination paints with precision and your feelings match it, you create a magnetic force that draws the unseen to the seen. You do not need to force, struggle, or chase. You merely dwell in that state, fully aware that what you imagine and feel with conviction is real, and your world must conform to it. This is why so many people fail. They live in a half-imagined, half-dreamed state. Their wishes are vague, I want to be successful, or I want to be happy, without knowing exactly what that success looks like, without feeling it in their body, without seeing it in their mind as if it were present. Desire without definition is a whisper. It cannot command. But when you sharpen it into a precise picture, infused with belief and emotion, it becomes a decree. You begin to operate from certainty, not hope. And once certainty guides your thoughts, your words, and your actions, the world bends to your vision with ease. Your clarity becomes your compass. It transforms every choice, every decision, every interaction. You no longer drift, you navigate with intention. Obstacles do not shake you because you are anchored in the knowing of what is yours. You see paths where others see walls, solutions where others see problems, and doors where others see closed gates. The clarity within you ripples outward, shaping your reality in perfect reflection of your inner vision. Success begins and ends with clarity. Without it, all else is wasted energy. With it, even the smallest thought becomes a powerful seed, destined to grow into the life you have so vividly imagined. Make your vision exact, and your world will follow. Feeling is the secret to bringing your desires into reality. Your mind can imagine endlessly, and your thoughts can be precise, but until you invest them with feeling, they remain as shadows, without power to manifest. Emotions are the fuel of creation. They are the magnet that draws your imagined life into your experience. Think of it this way. When you experience something with intensity, when you see it, hear it, and feel it as if it is already yours, you are sending a signal into the unseen that cannot be ignored. The universe, or the creative force within you, responds to the state of feeling, not to empty thoughts. Many people try to visualize success as if it were a mental exercise, as if simply picturing it on a screen of the mind is enough. But without the feeling, imagination is like a lamp without oil. The image flickers, but it cannot illuminate the path or attract what you seek. You must feel it. Feel the joy, the pride, the relief, the excitement of already living the life you desire. Allow your senses to fully enter it. Hear the sounds, see the details, smell the atmosphere, sense the movement, and let your heart respond naturally with gratitude and delight. When you do this, you are no longer hoping, you are living the reality now. Emotional immersion is more than technique. It is a state of being. It requires that you step completely into the reality you wish to experience, even before it appears. Do not wait for circumstances to justify your feelings. Do not wait for the world to deliver proof that your desire is coming true. That is the trap of dependence on the outer world. The only proof that matters is the living experience within your consciousness. If you can feel it, if you can immerse yourself in it with the vividness of reality itself, the world outside has no choice but to follow. Your feelings shape every aspect of your energy, and energy shapes everything around you. When you carry excitement, confidence, and gratitude as if your goals are already achieved, you attract people, opportunities, and situations that mirror that energy. When you carry doubt, fear, or frustration, you repel even what is meant for you. This is why mastery of feeling is not optional. It is essential. It is the invisible language of creation, and once you learn to speak it fluently, nothing can resist your intent. To immerse emotionally, you must practice living in the end. Imagine a specific moment when your desire has already come to pass. See yourself celebrating, succeeding, receiving, or accomplishing exactly what you want. Feel the weight of it, the texture of the experience, and allow your emotions to respond fully. Let your body, your mind, and your heart agree this is real. Do this repeatedly, not as a fleeting exercise, but as a natural part of your day, until the feeling becomes second nature, until it flows through you without effort. The more you inhabit this state, the less you will be shaken by the outer world. Circumstances cannot disturb you because your reality is rooted in the certainty of inner experience. Your life begins to bend effortlessly around the feeling you carry. Doors open, solutions appear, and synchronicities unfold as if by magic, because emotion is the silent, irresistible signal that aligns unseen forces with your intent. Your imagination alone cannot change your life. Your thoughts alone cannot bring your desires into being. But your feelings, fully and vividly experienced, are the power behind all manifestation. They are the bridge between vision and reality, between desire and fulfillment. Immerse yourself fully in the feeling of having what you want, and the world will respond to your certainty. Your thoughts are like seeds planted in the soil of your consciousness, but your words are the water that feeds them. Every word you speak, whether aloud or silently in your mind, carries power. Most people underestimate this. They speak doubt, fear, and limitation into their lives without realizing that they are shaping their reality with every inner conversation. To master your state, to attract the life you desire, you must first master the dialogue you have with yourself. Your self-talk is the language of creation. When you change it, you change the world that reflects it. Notice how often your mind repeats what you do not want. I can't do this, I'm not ready, this will never work. These words are not harmless, they are commands to your subconscious, shaping your perceptions, your actions, and ultimately your reality. When you constantly affirm limitation, your world conforms. It does not discriminate between fantasy and reality, it responds to the feeling behind your words. That is why mastery of self-talk is not optional, it is essential. If you wish to live in a state of success, your inner conversation must echo that state consistently and without hesitation. Positive self-talk is not mere cheerleading or empty affirmation. It is the deliberate conscious act of replacing doubt with certainty, weakness with power, fear with faith. Speak to yourself as if you already embody the life you desire. Replace "I hope this works" with "I am capable, I am deserving, and this is already mine." Let your thoughts and your words reinforce the state you are committed to living. This is how belief grows, not through wishful thinking, but through the steady, intentional shaping of the inner dialogue that guides every moment of your life. When you speak to yourself with authority and conviction, your mind stops arguing and begins aligning. It begins to search for evidence, to notice opportunities, to naturally arrange circumstances in support of your words. Conversely, when you allow fear and doubt to dominate your inner speech, you invite chaos, confusion, and failure. The outer world is a mirror, reflecting exactly the energy you project through your thoughts and words. Every success, every failure, every moment of peace or struggle has its origin in this subtle, often ignored force. Mastery of self-talk also means observing your thoughts without judgment and intentionally redirecting them. When doubt arises, do not fight it with resistance, simply recognize it and replace it with the feeling and statement of your chosen reality. For example, if a worry surfaces, you might say silently, "I am calm, I am confident, I move through life with clarity and success follows me." Do this consistently until the inner voice that once questioned and resisted now supports, encourages, and propels you forward. Your state becomes effortless because your mind is finally a friend rather than a saboteur. Remember, this is not a temporary exercise, it is a practice of life. The mind, when trained in this way, becomes a tool of creation rather than a source of limitation. Your words shape not just your feelings, but your perceptions, your decisions, and ultimately your reality. What you repeatedly tell yourself becomes your truth. What you believe internally, you will see externally. This is why every great life is first spoken into existence, first imagined, first affirmed, until the world bends naturally to it. To master your state, begin with your words. Speak with authority, with certainty, and with unwavering faith in the reality you wish to experience. Let your self-talk be the bridge between your inner vision and the outer world. Command your inner voice, and the world will obey. Your state is the invisible current that shapes everything around you, but it is in action that it becomes visible. Many people think that simply imagining, feeling, and believing is enough, yet the world requires expression. Your actions are the natural extension of your inner state. When your actions align with the feeling of already having what you desire, they carry power. They are no longer forced, no longer hesitant, no longer fragmented by doubt. Every step you take flows effortlessly from the certainty within you. And when this alignment occurs, the outer world responds with perfect harmony. Think of it this way. A person can have a clear vision and immerse themselves in feeling, yet if their actions contradict that inner certainty, the manifestation is slowed or blocked. Actions born from fear, obligation, or lack are heavy. They push against reality instead of allowing it to bend toward them. But when your actions emerge from a state of confidence, abundance, and expectation, they move like water, finding paths, overcoming obstacles, and drawing opportunities naturally toward you. You do not struggle to make things happen. You act from a place where everything is already unfolding in your favor. Alignment of action is not about busyness or effort. It is about congruence. Your outer behavior must reflect your inner conviction. If you feel successful, you speak, dress, and carry yourself as someone who already inhabits success. Your decisions are clear, your steps are confident, your energy is magnetic. People notice it, circumstances adjust to it, and doors open effortlessly. The world does not respond to what you hope to become. It responds to the state you already inhabit and express. Every action that emerges from that state becomes a signal that confirms your reality and accelerates its unfolding. This is why so many struggle. They live in a state of expectation, but their actions betray doubt. They imagine abundance, yet procrastinate. They envision achievement, yet hesitate. They wish for opportunity, yet avoid risk. Action without alignment is like a seed planted in barren soil. It may exist, but it will not grow. Alignment transforms every movement, every choice, every effort into a creative act. When your inner state is reflected in your actions, even the smallest step carries power. The universe responds to your congruence because it recognizes the certainty behind it. Aligned action also requires awareness. Notice the energy behind each step you take. Are you acting from fear, from need, or from lack? Or are your actions flowing from a state of confidence, expectation, and knowing? When you feel resistance, pause, return to your state, and act only when your inner reality matches the external expression. Over time, this becomes a natural rhythm. Your inner certainty guides your actions, and your actions reinforce your inner certainty. The result is momentum that cannot be stopped, a life that unfolds effortlessly, and success that appears as a natural consequence of being. Do not underestimate the importance of small actions taken in alignment with your state. A single phone call, a single message, a single step toward your goal, when taken from clarity, confidence, and belief, can shift the course of your life. Each act, no matter how seemingly insignificant, becomes a declaration of the state you occupy. It is not what you do that matters most, it is the state from which you do it. Success is not built in random effort, it is built in consistent, aligned expression of the reality you have already assumed. Your outer life cannot help but reflect your inner state when your actions walk in harmony with it. Mastery is not only in thought and feeling, it is in the seamless translation of those inner realities into every choice, every movement, and every act. Act from your state, and the world will respond to your certainty. Mastering your state is not a one-time event, it is a practice, a discipline, and a way of living that compounds over time. Too many people think they can hold a powerful state for a moment and expect life to rearrange itself overnight. The reality is different. Your state must be sustained, nurtured, and repeated until it becomes second nature. It is persistence in feeling, in clarity, in belief, and in aligned action that builds unstoppable momentum. Every day you return to your chosen state. Every time you feel it fully, you reinforce the unseen current that shapes your reality. This is why daily practice is not optional, it is essential. Momentum is created when your inner state becomes habitual. Imagine a wheel, small at first, hesitant, struggling to turn. But with each rotation, it gathers speed until it moves with unstoppable force. Your consciousness works the same way. Every moment spent dwelling in doubt slows the wheel. Every moment spent dwelling in certainty, clarity, and the feeling of fulfillment pushes it forward. Eventually, your life moves effortlessly because your internal momentum has become a natural force, a river that carries everything toward the reality you have imagined. Persistence is the bridge between desire and manifestation, between hope and fulfillment. Many people abandon their state too soon because they judge reality by what they see in the outer world. They expect immediate evidence, and when it does not appear, they question, they doubt, they revert to old patterns. But outer circumstances are never the measure of your progress. The measure is your ability to persist in the state of your wish fulfilled, regardless of what seems to be happening outside. If you can maintain the feeling, the clarity, and the expectation, The world outside will eventually conform. The unseen always yields to the unseen held steadfastly. Your consistency, your return to the state, your refusal to be shaken by appearances is the ultimate act of creation. Persistence also teaches you patience without surrender. You learn to trust the natural timing of life. You act, you imagine, you feel, and you know that the momentum you have generated will eventually bear fruit. The slightest doubt can slow it, but the slightest persistence can accelerate it beyond imagination. Even small daily rituals, breathing, visualizing, affirming, feeling, compound like interest in a bank account. They may seem minor at first, but over time they create an internal force that reshapes every aspect of your life. The power is in the repetition, in the daily return to the state that attracts and commands success. As momentum grows, you notice that challenges no longer stop you. Obstacles become opportunities, delays become lessons, and setbacks are merely signals to return to your state with even more precision. Momentum is not only forward movement, it is the resilience that allows you to maintain your reality in the face of appearances. The world outside is only a reflection of your inner state, and the more persistent you are in holding that state, the more irresistible your manifestation becomes. Understand this. Mastery is not about perfection, and success is not about speed. Mastery is about persistence, momentum, and unwavering faith in the power of your state. It is about daily commitment, deliberate feeling, clear imagination, and consistent aligned action, repeated until life itself yields to the certainty within you. The power you cultivate grows quietly, invisibly, but once it reaches critical force, nothing can resist it. Persist in your state, nurture your momentum, and life will inevitably reflect the reality you have so vividly assumed.